What if I told you that most people fail the IELTS speaking test not because their English is bad, but because they never learned how to talk about something as simple as their free time? That's the truth. And today, that changes for you. Stick with me until the end of this video because I'm going to give you every single phrase, structure, and secret you need to talk about hobbies and free time like a native English speaker. And yes, I mean native. Not textbook, not robotic, real, natural, conversational English, the kind that actually impresses examiners and native speakers alike. My name is Keith from English Speaking Success and the Keith Speaking Academy. And if you are serious about improving your spoken English or smashing the IELTS speaking test, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's go. Before we dive in, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever been asked, so what do you do in your free time? And you just froze? Or maybe you said something like, I don't have any hobbies. Or worse, nothing. I just watch TV. And then the conversation just died. That uncomfortable silence, that moment where you felt like your English completely let you down. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you are not alone. Thousands of English learners go through exactly the same thing every single day. The problem isn't that you don't have hobbies. The problem is that nobody ever taught you how to talk about them properly. And that's exactly what we're fixing today. Here's the first thing you need to understand. The secret to sounding fluent, the real secret, is not grammar. It's not vocabulary lists. It's not memorizing textbook sentences. The secret is speaking natural conversational English. Think about the way your friends talk to each other. Think about the way people speak in movies or TV shows. That's the style we're going for today. Relaxed, real, confident. Because that's exactly what IELTS examiners want to hear. And more importantly, that's what will make you sound brilliant in any English conversation. So forget stiff formal English for now. We're going to talk like real human beings. Now, let's start with the basics. When someone asks you what you do in your free time, the first thing you want to avoid is saying nothing or I don't know. Even if you feel like your hobbies are boring or not impressive, trust me, they are more interesting than silence. So let's give you some natural ways to open your answer. One of my absolute favorite phrases is this one. I get up to a lot of things in my free time. Did you catch that? I get up to. This is a super natural, very British expression that simply means I do. What did you get up to at the weekend? Just means what did you do at the weekend? So you can say, oh, I get up to quite a lot of things, actually. Or on the other end, if you genuinely are quite a low-key person, you can say, honestly, I don't get up to much. I'm quite a homebody. Both are perfectly valid answers. Both sound completely natural. But please, whatever you do not say I don't have a hobby and leave it at that. That's a dead end. Always say something and then build from there. Now, let's talk about different types of free time activities, because this is going to help you figure out what to say, whatever your personal interests are. There are essentially 4 big categories that cover almost everything people do in their spare time. The first category is indoor activities. These are things you do at home or inside. Think about reading a good book curled up on the sofa, playing board games with your family, getting completely lost in a video game, binge watching your favorite TV series on a rainy afternoon, or just chilling out, hanging out with friends inside. These are all completely valid hobbies, and there's no reason to feel embarrassed about any of them. In fact, talking about indoor hobbies with the right vocabulary and phrases will sound incredibly impressive. The second category is outdoor activities. And this is huge because it covers so many things. Sports, obviously. Whether you play football, go swimming, love to jog in the park in the morning, go skiing in winter, or even just go for long walks in nature. Outdoor activities also include things like gardening, which, by the way, is one of the most popular hobbies in the UK. People there absolutely love their gardens. Traveling is another massive one. Exploring new places, trying new food, experiencing different cultures. And even something as simple and everyday as going shopping. Yes, shopping counts as a leisure activity. A lot of people genuinely love it. The third category is collecting things. Now, this might sound old-fashioned, but collecting is still hugely popular. Classic collections include stamps and coins. But we live in a modern world, and nowadays, people collect all kinds of things. NFTs, for example, non-fungible tokens, are completely all the rage right now. People are snapping them up, buying and selling unique digital items, paintings, video clips, pieces of digital art. If you want to sound current and modern in your English, mentioning NFTs as an example of modern collecting is a brilliant touch. It shows the examiner or the person you're speaking to that your English is up to date and relevant. The fourth category is creative activities, and this is probably my personal favorite. Playing a musical instrument. I play the guitar myself, actually. Painting, drawing, sketching, knitting or other kinds of handcraft work, taking photographs, writing, whether it's stories, poetry or journaling. Creative hobbies are wonderful because they give you so much to talk about. The feelings, the process, the challenges, the rewards. They make for incredibly rich and interesting conversation. So there you have it. 4 categories, dozens of possibilities. Now here's what I want you to do. Think right now about where your hobby fits. Is it indoor or outdoor? Is it a sport, a creative activity, a collection, or something else? Because once you know your category, building your answer becomes so much easier. And speaking of building your answer, let's now look at exactly how to do that. So how do you actually answer the question? You've got your hobby in mind. Now what? Let's look at some powerful natural phrases. And pay attention because these are the phrases that will make a native speaker nod and think, wow, this person really speaks English well. Let's start with expressing that you enjoy something. The most basic is, I like doing yoga or I like to do yoga. Now here's a quick but important point. What's the difference between I like doing something and I like to do something? A lot of students ask this, so let me clear it up once and for all. Both can express enjoyment. Both are correct. However, I like to do something can also carry the meaning of a habit or a deliberate choice. For example, I like to do yoga on Thursday mornings means I have made a choice to do it then. It's my routine. It focuses on the choice and the habit rather than just the enjoyment. But honestly, in everyday conversation, you can use either one and you will sound perfectly natural. Now let's move up a level. If you want to express that you really love your hobby, use these phrases. I'm fond of playing video games. I'm really into photography. I'm passionate about painting. Notice something very important here. After fond of, into, and passionate about, we have a preposition of, into, about. And whenever a verb comes after a preposition in English, it must take the ing form, the gerund. So it's fond of playing, not fond of play, into photography, into taking photographs. Passionate about painting, not passionate about paint. This is a rule that trips up so many learners, and getting it right will genuinely make your English sound so much more polished and accurate. Burn that rule into your brain. Preposition plus verb equals gerund, the ing form, always. Now, what if you enjoy something, but it's more of a casual interest? You don't take it too seriously. You do it just for a bit of fun. In that case, here's a brilliant phrase. I like to dabble in cooking. I sometimes dabble in photography. I dabbled in painting for a while. To dabble in something means you do it occasionally without great skill or serious commitment. It's just for pleasure. It's very honest, very natural. And it actually sounds quite sophisticated when you use it correctly. Try it, I dabble in, and then your hobby. What about you? What do you dabble in? Here's another great phrase for when you want to be a little humble about your skill level, which in many cultures is completely natural and appropriate. You don't want to boast. So instead of saying I'm amazing at the guitar, you could say I play the guitar, but I'm just an aficionado. An aficionado, a word borrowed from Spanish, simply means someone who loves something and does it enthusiastically, but not professionally. You can also say I play for fun, or I'm just an amateur. I'm not professional or anything. I just love it. These phrases make you sound real, relatable, and genuinely fluent, because that's exactly how native speakers talk about their hobbies. Now leave me a comment down below right now. Tell me, what do you do in your free time? I genuinely read the comments, and I would love to know. Tell me your hobby using one of the phrases we just learned. Go ahead, I'll wait. Well, not really, let's keep going, but do leave that comment. So we know what to say and how to say we love it, but a great answer doesn't stop there. To really impress in IELTS speaking or in any conversation, you want to add detail. And one of the best kinds of detail you can add is how often you do your hobby, because it makes your answer feel richer, more real, more natural, and it gives you the perfect chance to show off your grammar. Let's look at how to talk about frequency. At the simple level, you have adverbs like often, regularly, and frequently. I often go jogging. I regularly paint. I frequently play video games. These are clean, clear, and perfectly natural. But let's go a step further, because simple is fine, but sophisticated is better. Try these. I paint whenever I can. That's natural and expressive. I practice guitar as often as I can. I go for a run whenever I get a chance. These all show that you are enthusiastic about your hobby, and you try to do it as much as possible. And then for the really impressive level, try this. I don't get round to painting as much as I would like. Read that back. I don't get round to painting as much as I would like. To get round to doing something means to finally find the time to do it. And this phrase shows something really beautiful. It shows that you have a busy life, you have genuine enthusiasm for your hobby, but time is a challenge. It's real, it's human, and it sounds completely natural in spoken English. This kind of phrase is the difference between a band 6 and a band 7 or higher in IELTS speaking. Now here is where things get really exciting, especially if you are preparing for IELTS. One of the biggest things examiners look for is a range of grammatical structures. They want to see that you can use different tenses naturally and accurately. And talking about hobbies is the perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Let me show you how to weave different tenses into one smooth, natural answer about your hobby. Start with the present simple. I paint. Simple, clean. Then add some present continuous context. I'm actually working on a landscape painting at the moment. Then go back to the past simple. I started painting about 2 years ago. Or even better, I decided to have a go at painting when I was living abroad. To have a go at something means to try it, to give it an attempt. It's wonderfully natural. You can also say, I decided to try my hand at painting. To try your hand at something means to attempt something new, especially a skill or a craft. It doesn't have to literally involve your hands. You could say, I tried my hand at playing football, or I tried my hand at cooking Thai food. It just means you gave it a go, you tried something new. Then bring it all together with the present perfect continuous. I've been painting for about 2 years now. Or even more natural sounding, I've been painting for as long as I can remember. Say that with me. For as long as I can remember. Feel the rhythm of that phrase. It flows beautifully and it means for your whole life since you were very young. And here's a fun little idiom for you. I've been playing the guitar for donkey's years. For donkey's years means for a very long time. An informal British expression that will make any native speaker smile. So imagine putting all of this together in one answer. I often paint, actually. I decided to have a go at it because my daughter was taking classes and I thought, why not try my hand at it too? And honestly, I've been hooked ever since. I've been painting for about 2 years now and I love it, even though I don't get round to it as much as I would like. Can you hear how natural that sounds? Can you hear all the different tenses blending together smoothly? That's exactly what you're aiming for. Now let's talk about why you love your hobby. Because this is another layer of detail that will make your answer truly outstanding. IELTS examiners don't just want to know what you do, they want to know why. They want to hear your thoughts and feelings. And the good news is, there are some really elegant templates you can use to express the benefits of your hobbies. Let's go through them. The most common benefits people talk about are relaxation, health, and socializing. Let's cover all three. For relaxation, try these phrases. It really helps me unwind after a long day. It helps me kick back and forget about stress. It's a great way to chill out, honestly. Unwind, kick back, chill out. All three mean to relax. All three are completely natural in spoken English. And here's a nice little grammar point. Should you say, it helps me to relax or it helps me relax? Great question. The answer is both are correct. You can use either. Native speakers use both interchangeably, so don't overthink it. For health, try these. I find that it helps me get into shape. It keeps me fit and active. I find that it helps me stay in shape. These are especially great when talking about a sport or physical activity. For socializing, use these. It allows me to hang out with friends. It's a nice way to meet new people. It allows me to just connect with others who share the same interest. And if you want to sound wonderfully British, try this one. It's quite a nice way to get out of the house and meet people. It's quite a nice way too. That phrase sounds so naturally British, so conversational, and so genuinely impressive when you drop it into your speaking. Here are 3 more fantastic phrases for talking about the emotional and mental benefits of hobbies. It has such a calming effect on me. It's really therapeutic, honestly. It's a great stress buster. Therapeutic. That word alone will make an IELTS examiner sit up and take notice. It means it promotes healing and relaxation, particularly mental well-being. And stress buster means something that eliminates or reduces stress. These are powerful, expressive words and phrases, and they show a high level of vocabulary range, exactly what you need for a high band score. Now I have to tell you about something important, something that will take everything you've learned today and actually turn it into real fluency. Because here's the honest truth. Watching videos, learning phrases, understanding grammar, all of that is essential, but it is only the first step. The missing ingredient for so many English learners is practice. Real, live, actual speaking practice. Because your mouth, your brain, your confidence, they all need to be trained. They need repetition, they need feedback. You can practice on your own, and that helps. But there is nothing quite like practicing with a real native English speaker who can listen to you, correct your mistakes, and give you honest, useful feedback in real time. That's exactly why I recommend Cambly. Cambly is an incredible online platform where you can connect with native English-speaking tutors from all around the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whatever time zone you're in, whatever your schedule looks like, there is always a tutor available for you. And these aren't just random people. These are qualified tutors, many of whom come from backgrounds in business, education, hospitality, and more, which means your practice can be relevant to your life and your goals. One of the things I love most about Cambly is the flexibility. You choose your tutor, you choose your schedule, you even choose what you want to study. And because every session is recorded, you can go back and review it afterward, catching the mistakes you didn't notice in the moment. If you're a first-time user, you can get a free 50-minute lesson to try the platform and see if it's right for you. And if you decide to go for the 12-month plan, use the code NEWKEITH and you'll get a 40% discount. The links are right below this video. Go and check it out. Because practice is not optional. Practice is everything. Okay, we are almost at the end, and I promised you the most common mistake students make when talking about hobbies and free time. And here it is. This mistake is so simple, so easy to fix, and yet I see it constantly from students at all levels. Are you ready? Listen to these sentences and see if you can spot what's wrong. My favorite hobby is play the guitar. My favorite hobby is collect stamps. My favorite hobby is watch movies. Did you catch it? After is you need a noun, but play, collect, and watch are verbs, not nouns. So the sentence doesn't work grammatically. The fix is incredibly simple. Turn the verb into a gerund, the ing form, which acts as a noun. My favorite hobby is playing the guitar. My favorite hobby is collecting stamps. My favorite hobby is watching movies, playing the guitar, collecting stamps, watching movies. These are noun phrases, and they are grammatically correct, natural, and fluent. It sounds like such a tiny thing, but this mistake shows up again and again, and in an IELTS test, small grammatical errors like this will cost you marks. So burn this into your memory. My favorite hobby is plus gerund. My favorite hobby is reading. My favorite hobby is cooking. My favorite hobby is painting. Done. Perfect. Never make that mistake again. Now let me bring everything together so you can see what a truly complete, impressive, natural-sounding answer looks like. Imagine the examiner asks you, "What do you do in your free time?" And here is your answer. Well, I get up to quite a lot of things actually. I'm really into music and I'm particularly passionate about playing the guitar. I started learning to play a couple of years ago. I decided to try my hand at it because I've always loved music and I figured, why not learn an instrument? I've been playing for about 2 years now and honestly, I don't get round to it as much as I would like because life gets busy. But whenever I get a chance, I pick it up and practice. I find that it has such a calming effect on me. It's really therapeutic, especially after a stressful day. It's quite a nice way to just switch off and unwind. Apart from music, I also like to dabble in cooking. I'm not a professional or anything, I'm just an amateur, but I find it really enjoyable and it's a nice way to be creative. Wow, read that back. That answer uses multiple tenses. It uses natural phrasal verbs. It expresses emotion and enthusiasm. It explains both what, how often, and why. That is a Band 7, Band 8 answer. And now you have everything you need to produce exactly that. So here is your challenge for today. Leave a comment below. Tell me what your hobby is. But don't just say, "I like painting." Use the phrases from today. Tell me how long you've been doing it. Tell me why you love it. Try to use at least 3 of the phrases or structures we covered in this video. Because that's how you turn watching into learning and learning into fluency. And once you've done that, I want you to go and practice. Use Cambly, use the link below, get that free lesson. Because the only way to truly master spoken English is to actually speak it regularly, consistently, with real feedback. You made it to the end of this video, and I genuinely want to say, well done. That tells me you're serious. That tells me you're committed. And people who are committed get results. So keep that energy. Keep showing up. Keep practicing. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to tackle something that trips up almost every English learner at some point. Small talk. How to start and keep a conversation going in English naturally and confidently. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. I will see you there very soon. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.